Welcome into the DR Roundtable, powered by DR Sports. Another interview coming your way. Ben Spicer and Mark Henry with DR Sports, the platform. We wear a lot of hats, and we are excited, very excited, and very grateful to have Karson Gordon joining us here from down south, South Texas, Houston area, Bellaire Episcopal. 2024 champions. He went there. I believe you transferred there your junior year, right, Karson?
Yes, sir, I did.
We've known you, though, since I think back when you were a freshman, maybe an eighth grader, seeing you on the 7-on-7 circuit. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about your great track and field career. But we'll shift our focus to football to start things off. We mentioned that championship season. Take us kind of through that and how you guys were able to come out on top down at Bellaire Episcopal.
Let's see. So coming from last year, our junior year, we fell short at the championship. We made the championship, but we lost it. So we just, ever since that game, we got that bad taste in our mouth. We've been working hard. The senior class was huge for us. And we just been locked in ever since we lost. And we just, head down, working, no excuses. We bonded together as a team, truly. And we just made it all. It all came together at the right time. And it paid off, like you see.
Well, that was a great experience. One of the best 2-year runs that you'll see at a school, regardless of level. You finished it off with that exclamation point. What are you going to most remember about these 2 years at Episcopal?
Everything, honestly. The holistic experience of being an EHS football player. It's just awesome. It's such a tight-knit community, and just the way we went out on top at a big stadium. We played at U of H, just the way we went out on top on a big stage. You couldn't have asked for a better storybook ending, So I'm just truly thankful for that experience and just the whole experience, honestly, as an EHS night. It's like no other, and it's different, to say the least.
When you kind of look back and reflect on, day one, you transferred to Bellaire Episcopal to now, what do you think the biggest growth and leap has been for you as an athlete and as a person as well?
It was definitely a risk. I had to bet on myself as I made that decision to come to Episcopal. But as I look back on it now, of course, it paid off. You see all the awards and the accolades. I just really attested to the environment I was in, the people I'm around, my track coaches, my football coaches. They all poured into me. I'm just thankful for them. And it was the correct move, of course. And I'm blessed to have made the right decision.
Now, Karson, let's backtrack a little bit. We mentioned that we met you probably going into your 9th grade year. The journey from there to now. Speak on that just a little bit and how you prepared yourself to make this journey now to UCLA.
It's been crazy. Ups and downs and a roller coaster of emotions. And it's been so long. Recruiting, you know how that goes. College football is a whirlwind right now. So it's definitely been a long journey, and I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot. And as you can see, I just kept going like this. And that's the goal in life, honestly, just to keep progressing, keep elevating, keep leveling up, stacking bricks day by day, year by year, things like that. But it's been a journey, but I stayed down, kept my head down, and it paid off.
Karson Gordon, as a quarterback, how would you describe yourself out there between the hashes, between the lines?
Definitely a leader, to go intangible, a leader, a game manager, just a high IQ individual, both on the field and off the field. But in terms of playing wise, 9 times I'll be the fastest on the field, unless I go against another dog, another fast track guy. But yeah, I'll be the fastest. I think in terms of my passing game, I think my anticipation really helps me out a lot. It just translates so well to the next level. And once you face top tier opponents, you have to be able to anticipate, because those guys are fast too, and they've gone against quarterbacks, good quarterbacks as well. So you got to be able to anticipate and just have that time with your receivers, and I'm always have that.
Well, Karson, from studying some tape and watching you play over the last few years, the technical things, it looks like that's what you really concentrate on from your footwork. Everything starts from the ground up. You mentioned anticipation and being able to make passes, but I believe where you excel is on the run. Your ability to change slot angles, get out of the pocket. Those are the things in your game that, kind of elevate, like you said. Talk about how important you try to incorporate those things into your game.
It's just all part of the holistic training aspect as a quarterback. You try to not have any holes in your game. It's inevitable to have some misses here and there, but you try not to have any holes in your game. And me and my coach, J.P. Tillman out of Tomball, we've been in it since 8th grade, just like us. So we just try to stack bricks day by day. He's been with me for so long. He knows what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and, what I need to get better in. And we just try to holistically approach the game, not necessarily one aspect or the other, because we want to have a balanced game and a balanced attack. But it's all came through hard work, like from the ground up. Like you said, we started the simple stuff, the feet, the base, yada yada, and just build off of that and get more advanced off of that and off of that, and that paid off. I mean, like, you see it now. I mean, we put in countless hours, blood, sweat, and tears into this, and it's just starting. So I'm really excited for the future.
We got the chance to watch you play in 7-on-7 football with Cat Takeover. How do you think that helped improve your game as a quarterback, getting those additional reps? And not only that, but getting the chance to travel and, face elite competition from not only Texas, but around the country as well.
That was awesome. I mean, we had a bunch of elite wide receivers I could throw to. So it just helped my speed of the game, honestly. So because I'm going to UCLA, we're Big Ten ball, that's big Power 5 or Power 4 football, I guess you could say now. But yeah, those receivers are fast. And I was constantly throwing the fast dudes and elite receivers, Kelshawn Johnson, Andre Thompson, Damian McDaniel. Like, that just put me in the best position to be ready for college football, because all of those guys are going to college and playing football for free, So I was blessed to be in that position. Coach Chaz, he coaches really hard, and I've truly been blessed by being able to work with him, because if I could be with him, I could be with anybody, Like, he truly grinds us and hounds us, and he wants the best out of us. And once we experience that, everything else is butter,
Now, you spoke about the recruiting process. First of all, congratulations on UCLA. Great program, great pedigree, especially quarterbacks. Explain the recruiting process a little bit. I think, with everything that's chaotic now, young recruits need to hear about that, from guys that are going through it, experience, and how you kind of navigated the recruiting process.
It's tough. It's tough. I was kind of blessed and almost cursed to be in it early. I was blessed to get my first offer coming out of the summer 8th grade, right before the 9th grade freshman season. So I've been in it for a while. It's a long journey, ups and downs, but ultimately what I can say is it's truly a business. I mean, I don't want to say it's money motivated, but it's money motivated, and it's a business. I mean, just like the NFL, like, it's not like high school. It's everybody's going to move and put themselves in a better position, because that's what puts food on the table for their family, the coaches and even the players. I mean, nowadays, NIL and things like that, they're trying to get as much out of it as possible for themselves. So it's a business, and you truly have to look out for yourself, because nobody else will. It's you got to be about yourself and ask yourself, will you be happy at the school? Because coaches gonna move, players gonna move, people gonna move, but you have to ask yourself, are you truly gonna be happy in the city that the school is in, on campus life, as a student and as a student athlete? You have to truly know that for yourself, and that should be the decision of what college you go to.
Beyond that, you look at UCLA, and I mean, Chip Kelly has done some great things with offenses with quarterbacks over the years. So what ultimately factored in, I know you touched on a little bit there, but beyond that, what kind of factored into your decision to ultimately flip to UCLA?
A whole lot, honestly. I mean, I was blessed to be able to have a committable offer to UNLV, and I'm really thankful for them to give me the opportunity, because they're essentially the first people to believe in me. But once UCLA came along, I just couldn't pass the opportunity up. I mean, it completely it all. I mean, from branding yourself in the latest NIL escapade in LA. I mean, it's LA. It's like there's not too many cities who compare to that. Like, it's like New York and LA and Vegas as well. But besides the point. But it's just from branding myself, and the education is top tier. It's top tier education. Like, it was rated the #1 public school in the nation. So you literally can't get better than that unless you go private. So that's a part with it as well. And then it's big time football. They're moving to the Big Ten this year, and that's all you can ask for as a kid from Texas. But with Chip Kelly, he's had an awesome pedigree. I mean, he has so much experience. He's been in the league for a little bit, and he came back down to college to coach for UCLA. And he's coming up on his 6th or 7th year. So that's truly his home and some stability, and he's not really moving around like that. So I appreciate that in the coach and college football these days. So that was a big choice. And just what he's done with athletic quarterbacks in the past. He had Marcus Mariota, and of course, very recently, he had DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So this is what he's done with athletic quarterbacks, and he's helped mold them and put them in a pro-style offense to get them ready for the NFL. I saw that, and I knew I couldn't leave that chance behind. And like you said earlier, he puts an emphasis on track and field and college football as well, and just how it helps college football athletes just holistically. So just the fact that he was so inadamant about that, and it just hit home for me, because he's going to let me do both. He's going to let me triple jump and do football in college. So I was really appreciative for that opportunity. And yeah, I'm brewing.
Absolutely. I thought that was great. Now, we talked about this before. Right as you committed, a couple of days later, he comes out and makes a statement about track and field and how those worlds intertwine and collide. Talk to me about how you've used those both worlds to help you where you are now. Because being explosive, we talked about your mobility, but I think an explosive runner also makes you a dual threat, a lethal weapon when it comes to being an offensive threat.
Definitely. I mean, track and field, it's just all explosion, technique and running and learning how to run and getting up tall and getting your knees up once you pull away from the defenders and the second, third level and on. But yeah, track is just helping tremendously. I mean, triple jump is such a technical sport, and the smallest thing can throw your jump off, or the smallest thing can make you PR. So it's just like quarterback. I mean, the smallest little half inch of a rotation in your wrist can be the defining factor between a spiral or a duck. That's just how being a quarterback is, and I'm blessed to be able to, just experience both those things. I kind of let them bounce off of each other, just being specific and being detailed about my work. And ever since I made that choice, my career is just taking off, just finding in on the details and trusting my team, trusting the people I work with, and it just took off.
Yeah, I think you're putting it a little lightly there, Karson. You were the Texas Track and Field Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year. You had a 51-foot, 4.25-inch triple jump, which was the best in America. What factors into the triple jump, and how have you kind of accelerated that and grown in that over the years? And I know we were watching an interview earlier today, Marc and I, and you've set some loftier goals for yourself in your senior season this year. So just tell us a little bit about your triple jump and track and field background.
Yeah, definitely. I started in 7th grade just because my dad did in high school. So I wanted to try it out. And honestly, I was kind of separating myself from the beginning. But once I got with my trainers, Margaret and TJ out of Jumplander Elites up at St. Thomas High School, I got with them and it took off from there. Honestly, they let me hone in on the small details, because that's what makes people great. It's always whoever does the little things the best. So I honed in on that. And the biggest priority in triple jump, honestly, is just staying healthy. I mean, it's such a hectic sport on your joints and shins, ankles, things like that. So if you can just stay healthy and compete in a full season, you'll progress, honestly. That's just what I've done, taking the priority of my own health. And once I do that, I mean, it just takes off, because I just progress and get better and stronger, and stamina gets higher and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. It's been awesome. I've gotten better every year. I've jumped, even though I've battled some injuries. But once I get healthy, I mean, who telling what I can do? But yeah, definitely. I hit 51.4 last year, but my goal this year as a senior is 52.6, which is, I believe, the state record for the state of Texas.
Well, records, awards, accolades, those are some of the things that you've collected on your way to where you are now. A prestigious nomination this year, the Houston Touchdown Club. For a Houston athlete, that's a big, big reward. Lots of collective talent there at that particular award ceremony. Talk about that award, being nominated, and how you felt, being in the presence of so many other great athletes and being a great athlete yourself.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. The event was awesome. We all got dressed up, looked nice for a night, had some good dinner. But I was just around a bunch of guys. I mean, we were talking football because, that's all our lives. There's a bunch of guys going Power 5, D1, or even just really good football players who are going to college as well. So we all just related off of that. And we all knew we were elite in that room. So the energy just bounced off each other, honestly. And it was just a great environment. And we were all just thankful just to be there, because it's such a prestigious award. And we're just thankful for the opportunity.
Karson, I was reading your bio a little bit. I believe it was on the SPC website, and it says you volunteered locally on behalf of Navigate Life Texas, a program that provides athletic opportunities to those with physical or intellectual challenges. You also volunteered time and energy after Hurricane Harvey, distributing food and blankets. You've got a GPA of 3.75. Talk about that a little bit, and how you got involved in that, and what ultimately made you want to do that and help your community.
Honestly, I always try to give back, just from the community I came from, Missouri City, Siena area, so whenever we're in need, even though during Harvey, we're in need, like everybody, somebody need help. So I just tried to help as much as I could, even being smaller than I was back then, But yeah, I just try to give back to my community, and just in terms of the GPA aspect, it just comes with the holistic, aura of being a quarterback. You got to handle the books. You got to be able to be smart to process information at a high speed, because it all translates to the football field. It's all cerebral and it's all relative. So I just try to give back, and just handling the books is just part of being a student athlete. There's a reason the student comes first, and it's not athlete student. It's student athlete. So that's a priority, and that's just how I was raised, and that's just how I am.
Final question for me, Karson. You spoke about student athlete, and I've heard you speak about that more than once. How important was it to balance both, and how do you take that as something you prioritize that for yourself being a student athlete, because the classroom comes in before the athlete comes in.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, I was blessed to be able to transfer to Episcopal, which is labeled a college prep. So as soon as I got there, the biggest colleges, the biggest academic colleges in the nation were hitting my line. You know, from the Princetons, I was blessed to receive an offer from Northwestern, Boston College, Tulane. So those are all high academic institutions, just like UCLA. You know, so I'm just blessed to be in this position, and it's very rigorous. It's very hard. You have to learn how to time manage and things like that. But it's truly a college prep. I feel like as soon as I walk on campus in Westwood, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared, you know. So, yeah, it just goes into it, just being ready for life, you know, because life comes at you fast, but I'll be ready.
Karson, we greatly appreciate your time. I think I speak for Marc when I say I'm a big fan, and we're looking forward to continuing to see your journey and how you progress and develop at the collegiate level. We got to let you go. I know you want to watch your Seahawks, so again, appreciate your time, and thanks for joining us. For Marc and Ben and for Karson, you're tuning in here to the DR Roundtable.